Can I tell you, when I was a kid, my family, we used to wash our hair with dish soap.
This is why white people always have lice.
100%.
Have you ever had a question you wanted to ask the opposite race, but you were too nervous to ask?
I'm Turner Sparks.
And I'm Phil Duckett.
And this is Black and White Advice.
Where we answer all your questions about race, even the scary ones.
This is Black and White Advice.
You've got a question, but you're scared to ask. Just drop the boys a message, cause they're up to the task. They're rolling the dice, they ain't always nice, but you can't think twice when giving black and white advice. Black and white advice.
All right, everybody, welcome to the show. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Good luck.
I'm Turner Sparks.
Real deal, Irish Phil.
Behind the glass, we got Joe McRussell on the ones and twos.
Protect your small business with LifeLock.
Now you're running your own ads?
Yeah, you're right. You even getting paid to advertise these
We
people?
get no money out of LifeLock. Joe's running his ads on the side. Rush Limbaugh. God damn, I can't think anymore. It's been a long day. We're happy to be here with you on St. Pat. Phil, give us your Irish impression.
Just a wee bit of bangers and mash.
Hey, top of the morning to you, lad. Hey.
Drop
That's
the
all I
rock,
got.
fat boy.
I don't know anything. We had an Irish guest lined up. We won't say who it was. And they were going to tell us everything about Ireland, but it turns out I think they couldn't make it at the last minute. So we're just going to have to take it from here. I played on a Gaelic football team one time.
You play gay football?
Gaelic football. It's
Well, you don't have to add any
Irish.
more adjectives to it. It's gay.
It's
What are you licking?
homosexual soccer. We mostly just goosed each other.
Bunch of jamokes.
You ran around a field. It was a combination. I played on a team, me and all these Irish guys. It was a combination of soccer, volleyball, basketball, and I guess
In what country were you playing this?
rugby. This was in China. There was a bunch of Irish construction workers.
That's I'm like, what?
No, the Irish construction workers, they were building houses out there for Chinese people.
Chinese got white slaves.
They import the Irish, yeah.
Wow.
And then
Is
they paid them,
progressive.
but yeah, they were doing well, the Chinese.
That's pretty crazy.
And so anyway, we had this Gaelic football team. I wasn't very good.
Was it like full-blown tackle like in NFL?
It was like, think of rugby, but you could just rugby. Just think rugby, but you could dribble. You dribbled it like a basketball, but it was a soccer ball, essentially. You could dribble it twice, and then you could take like 3 steps and then dribble again. Or you could kick it, like hacky sack it to yourself. You could dribble with your hand or with your foot. Take 3 steps, run, and then drop kick it back to yourself.
It's just like a major sport.
It is in Ireland.
Like they have professional teams.
Yeah. And there's one in New York City. But I think it's semi-pro. Like, I don't know if
who are they playing?
They're all, I think even the professionals are still construction
They're
workers.
still doing like regular grocery.
Yeah, they're
stores
like
and stuff.
football in the 50s or whatever.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yes. Have a full-time social studies teacher that plays.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but they're just like ripped. So anyway, that's my extent of Irish culture. That's all I really know.
Yeah, I don't know much about Irish people because I've met a couple cool ones.
Sean, Joe McRussell's roommate.
Yeah, I got
I
a
said
roommate.
cool ones.
He's a good guy.
He's a nice guy. Insane, but he's a nice guy.
Those Irish can drink. Tell you what.
They can drink really well. I got to well.
Is
First
that
of
a
all,
stereotype, or do they can really just?
no, that's extremely correct. This team I played on with all these Irish people. Here's what they could do. They could drink, but then like anybody can drink, right? But what set them apart is that they would drink till 2 a.m. and then be up at 8 a.m. the next morning on the field playing. They don't get hangovers.
That's what Sean happens to Sean. He'll go and drink all night and then run a marathon the next day.
That's
He
my
did the
point.
New York Marathon, and I was like, "Have you been training?"
Hungover?
He said, "No, not really." And he was out drinking the
Yes,
night before.
that's what sets Irish people apart. They told me
You
they
think
have a gene.
higher. Yeah, I was gonna say, you think they have like a higher liver tolerance, like their livers can absorb more?
Yeah, it's like some enzyme or something in their body.
They've evolved into drinking animals.
Yes, because they're generations upon generations of booze bags, and then eventually they just don't get hangovers. They're like superheroes. So I would have to go home at like 10. I'd be like, hey, we got a game tomorrow at 7 a.m. I'm going home. they would be like, "Oh, mate, we were out till 3."
This is recreational football. That's what times your kids play soccer games at 7 a.m. No professional team would play at 7
We weren't
a.m.
professional. I wasn't on a professional
Oh,
team. No, I was on like you play
like a pickup.
a pickup team.
Gotcha, okay.
Like a basketball team at the YMCA or something.
God, even if I love basketball, 7 a.m. on a Saturday.
It was
I'd be
brutal.
like, you guys, come on, let's be honest.
Yeah, you have like all-day tournaments, and then they would drink during the game. Like at halftime, they'd all take a shot.
They were like 1950s
and then they'd go
football
right
players.
back out and keep playing and be fine. It didn't affect them physically at all. So shout out to all of our Irish people.
I wonder how
watching
many
today.
black people are in Ireland. I'd say give or take 150.
I know one.
I know a black lady, full blown Irish.
Yeah, I know a black
It
guy.
threw me off. She started talking with the accent. I was like, "You're really good at that."
Yeah.
And she was like, "At what?" I was like, "The accent." And she was like, "I'm from fucking Dublin."
I'm from fucking
And
Dublin,
I'm like,
mate.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. She was like, "Yeah."
I know a guy named Liberty. Shout out Liberty. He lives in New York City. I see him every
Is
once in
that
a while.
his American name he picked when he got his papers?
American. He's from Ireland.
That's what I'm saying. But he lives in America. Did he change his name to Liberty to get customization?
Maybe.
He got one to get through the immigration process. He was like, Liberty. His middle name is Ford.
I think his family's from Africa somewhere, and then they moved to Ireland, and then he was born in Ireland.
So the Irish people that I met, I asked them the same. I was like, "See, I don't even got no black people other than this lady I met."
Yeah.
And she was like, "We don't have too many. You're black, like American black." She said, "We have Africans. We have a decent amount of Africans."
Yeah.
She said, "But we don't have like Americans." She was like, "You would be a hot commodity in Ireland."
You got to go over there.
I got to.
They have comedy clubs. Des
Yeah,
Bishop
but
used
at
to
the
have
same
a club.
time, Conor McGregor's so racist, and if that's the voice of the people, you know.
Well, who knows? What can I say?
I don't know, right? You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I don't know, with the potatoes being out and famine. And
I think they got control of that now.
you think they're eating?
I think they finally got potatoes.
Nice.
They put it back together. The
Okay,
potatoes
I didn't
and
know if
stuff,
they had
so.
French fries yet. I was like, I'm just gonna go with a fucking large McDonald's fry and just shut the whole city down.
I mean, I think they definitely have McDonald's.
Okay, well, see,
It's
that's like
Mick. It is theirs.
They call it Mick.
No, but McDonald's doesn't that make it Irish?
Oh, I never thought about.
Isn't Ronald McDonald an Irish dude?
Well,
That's why he has red hair.
Well, Ray,
No.
Ray Kroc is.
Is that why?
It was started by the McDonald's brothers,
Yeah.
and then Ray Kroc bought the restaurant.
Ronald
from,
and-
haven't you seen that Founder movie?
No, I thought
Yeah.
Ray Kroc started and then the brothers bought it.
No, the opposite. Ray Kroc's
The
a
McDonald's-
businessman.
Yeah.
They were the restaurant
McDonald's
owners.
was the original.
It was
name of the two
Ronald
brothers.
and Kevin or something like that.
and they were Irish.
yeah. Well, they
Listen,
have to be.
we'll address this at the end of the show. I'm gonna
Okay,
find
I'm
out.
gonna say they're Irish.
Okay, I like that.
I got a question for you, Phil. I went to first of all, wait, Patreon. I want to say, just pause on Patreon for a second. I want to say that our numbers have been going up and up and up. So thank you, everybody.
for listening, man. We're at 800 a week.
We're beyond that.
We
now.
were at 40 when we started, man.
40 when we started. We got 800 of you listen every week. That's we've grown by 20 times.
'Cause I'm so dapper.
It's because we go the extra mile.
We do.
For anyone listening on audio right now, click over to video and watch us on YouTube. We're in full Irish costume.
And honestly, y'all kind of shocked me. Like, our Patreon's growing a lot faster than I expected. And I really didn't think I was going to have to mosh pit, if I'm being honest. And it looks like it's really going to happen.
It's going to be happening if 5 more people put in $20 a month.
That's it?
It will be at a mosh pit.
I'll be in a mosh
We have
pit. next
800 of you are listening. All we need is 5 of you to throw in $20 a month, and Phil and I will be going to the mosh pit.
And we know it's tough. Eggs are $38 for 2. But listen, don't eat a little omelet here or there for the next week. Give us that 20.
yeah,
And I'm going to fucking jump into a crowd of white people with my Timberlands on.
and it'll be on video. Joe will be there, full camera, setting the whole thing up. And but honestly, thank you all for listening and telling your friends. It's only growing because you guys are telling people. We've only gone from 40 people a week to 800 a week because you're all telling people. So thank you. Keep spreading the word. And most podcasts don't get over ever like 100 listens a week. So
Wow.
just the number we're at right now, we're in the top like 5% of podcasts.
Really?
Yeah, because
And still broke. Let's pick it
and
up.
we're still broke.
Pick it up. We're in the top 5%. Let's get some money.
Right? I mean, you can fact check that at the end.
Yes,
but
we're
I think,
still broke. Yes.
I think we're in the
That's
top
fact check.
5%.
I will look that up right now.
Man, okay.
All right, now I got a question for you. I was in Macys. You know Macys is going out of business?
What?
Like,
in on 34th Street?
I know downtown Brooklyn's going to be gone.
Oh, no, that one. The main.
The Macy's 34th Street, I think, is sticking around.
Yeah, of course,
But
it's the
Macy's
oldest
is
one.
closing like 50 Macy's around, maybe 75 around the U.S., including the one in downtown Brooklyn. So they're having this like crazy sale going on right now. So I was in there, getting everything I could. And by the way, there's like 3 things left because they're just selling everything at crazy prices. So I had a question for you, and this is race related.
All right.
So I'm in Macys. I go up to pay, and the lady's like an older black woman, right? And she's dealing, I get it. She's dealing with people all day long who are only there because everything's like 90% off.
Right.
She's not dealing with the classiest people in society. She's dealing with like the dregs of the earth, including me.
Yeah.
So I get up to the front. It's a long line. I get to the front of the line to pay, and she says, I said to her, hey, this jacket, it's 50% off, but there's also a sign next to the jacket. On the jacket, it says 50% off. There's a sign next to the jacket that says plus 10%. Everything here is plus 10%. So I said to her, I go, hey, is that 60% off or is that like 55% off? Because is it 50 plus 10 or is it 50% off and then 10% of whatever's left, which would make it 5% more off, right?
No. If it says it's already 50% off and then there's an additional sign that says plus that 10, that's 60. I mean.
So that's what I thought.
Why are
That's
we
what I was hoping.
Yeah.
But I just want to know before I pay, right? And she says to me, she goes, it says what it says. It's on the sign.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, but like, do you understand how there's 2 different ways you could interpret it? So I ask again.
With a line full of people.
With a line full of people.
Yeah, so I'm already here because I've worked retail.
There's 20 people behind
And here
me.
comes Mr. Einstein over here wants to do fucking
How is
math.
that? I'm just trying to figure out what the right answer is.
First of all, we don't even know the education level of this lady, so you over here putting her on the spot doing math with a fucking line full of people. I'm gonna ring you up, whatever the fucking price says. That's how much it costs.
That's basically what she said to
How
me.
much it costs? What the fuck are we doing here?
And she goes, it said what it said. I'm like, so is that 50 plus 10 or is it 55? And she goes, it says what it's on the sign.
Yeah.
And then she says it twice, and so then I don't ask again, and then she doesn't say a word to me. She rings it, ding, 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 rings it up, and then just goes, like, points at the card thing to put my card in. Never tells me the final price. So I just put it in blind, and then it ended up being 60% off. But also, okay, so am I in the wrong?
You're not in the wrong, you're just white.
This is what I was wondering.
You're just
This is exactly what I was wondering.
need all the questions. I have so many questions. I just want to be thorough with
Yeah.
my purchase. Meanwhile, they're like, it's a clearance sale, buddy. It's cheaper than whatever you were going to pay. Move it along. I've been here since 7 a.m. It is now 6 p.m.
This is 100%.
Leave me the fuck alone and just pay the money.
This is the energy she
I'm
gave
out of
me.
a job in a week.
I didn't think of that part. I didn't think that her job might be ending too.
She's gonna be homeless and she has to deal with your shit.
Right.
And I'm like, but is it gonna be $49.95 or $51.95?
Yeah,
Is
you
my
would have
question.
gotten on my nerves, especially if it's the end of my shift. I'm like, bro, if you don't just fucking pay, please.
She did not like me very much.
No.
All right, so we're learning. Listen, you gotta. I don't know, Joe. Would you have asked?
It depends on how long the line is behind me.
It was about 20.
And I
people.
get a lot of anxiety when there's a long line and then I start fumbling or card declines or something, but it's not supposed to decline.
Yeah.
It makes my neck sweat. I'm like, oh fuck.
Especially those going out of business sales, the TJ Maxx and stuff. There's
They don't-
always
they're up to they're stressed out beyond, right?
And here comes old Jolly Turner. Is this 55 or 60%?
I had my calculator out. I got an abacus.
The math's not mathing.
Turner, you might as well have just been wearing what you're wearing right now.
Hello, governor.
That is not Ireland.
I don't know how to do an Irish accent.
Just a wee bit.
Jolly good day to you, sir.
With the IRA is gonna kill us. for
Top
this
of the
shit.
morning to you.
Top of the morning to you.
All right. We got a lot of questions. Should we get to our black and white advice questions?
Yeah, I mean, might as well, you know. Normally we have like a guest, so we have to not fluff, but expand it because we want to get to know them. But we already know each other.
We don't need guests.
Yeah, so I don't think so.
I'm sick of guests.
I don't say that, but
It's
I mean,
better when it's just us. We don't have to let blabbermouths talking all the time.
all of our people that watch this have been on the show. They're like, really?
I didn't say they're all. I didn't say it. I didn't say a specific one.
My boo.
Hey, easy. That's not who I was. He's
He's
great
gonna take
man.
back all our listens.
That's our biggest, most downloaded episode, by the way.
Which was crazy because it just
Naveed
started taking
Mahbub.
off. It just started taking off.
We recorded it in like December.
That's where the fact check's going to come. We're going to Google his name after the show, make sure he's not incarcerated.
We got to know what's going on with Naveed Mahbub because just in the last week, we recorded, I checked, it came out December 10th, and the episode started blowing up like 5 days ago.
Yeah.
So he might be in prison, or he's or he sold a TV show.
Or he got a late night show in Bangladesh.
Yeah, he's like world famous.
And like that's the intro is this episode.
Maybe.
That's sick.
Either somehow for some reason people are extremely interested in him this week. So thank you. Welcome to all the
It's
guests.
Ramadan.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's not. There's no chance it's Ramadan right now.
It's Ramadan right now, buddy.
I thought Ramadan was in the fall.
No, it's Ramadan now.
March 17th?
I don't know when it starts, but we're in Ramadan.
Oh, so you think for Ramadan people listen to Naveed Mahbub?
They can't eat. They
I don't
fasting.
even think. Wait, wasn't he not Muslim? I think he was Hindu.
So it's their enemy.
We are in Ramadan.
Thank you.
Oh, we're in Ramadan.
The 28th to March 29th. Oh. Wait, they don't eat for a whole month?
Dude, they don't eat, and not until the sun goes down.
They only eat at night.
Only at night. So they're like starving the entire day, and then at night they can eat.
What do they do at Mardi Gras? If you're Ramadan, if you're
That's not how that. Well, Mardi Gras is an American.
they don't go to Mardi Gras.
No, but we're talking about.
They
Devout
gotta get
Muslims.
hungry at Mardi Gras
Why is Mardi Gras on? I mean,
because it's the same time of year. it's
but Mardi
Lent.
Gras is literally only celebrated in Alabama and Louisiana in that region.
That's true.
So it's not like a national thing. And I don't know how many Muslims they got. I'm sure they have a few, but it's not like a major point.
It's not a big concern.
Yeah, they're like, how am I gonna get my beads?
They can
Like,
drink liquid though, right?
water. I don't know. Not until after.
They can't
dark.
drink water
I don't-
during the day.
I don't think so.
Maybe water only?
We'll check it, but I don't even know if they can do water.
This is the
I think they like
dumbest.
carb
This is the most ill-informed show.
Oh, I thought you said this is the dumbest holiday. I was like, whoa,
no.
whoa.
I mean, you and me trying to figure out
Well,
Ramadan.
that's why we have
together.
Joe to fact check after. But I don't know if they can do.
Well, you know
anything.
more than I do. I didn't even know it was Ramadan.
I know.
So is it a coincidence that Ramadan and Lent are at the exact same time of year?
No, because most religions all come from the same region, same time.
Does it
period.
have to do with like spring in general? And so then they kind of reverse engineered. This is the time of year because spring.
Again, I'm probably the last person you should be asking about this because I'm not Muslim.
But this is the show.
I know.
But we might know about Lent. I don't know about Lent.
I know about Lent. I'm
Yeah.
giving up weed for Lent.
You giving up weed for? Are you really?
Lent starts when Ash Wednesday is this Wednesday. So
Ash Wednesday's already happened by the time this comes out.
oh shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you're in the middle of Lent. So
I'm in
you're
the
2 weeks into no weed.
Yeah. Yeah, I am. That's why I'm so stressed. I'm like, really? That's right. I forgot. So yeah, I will be. I'm 2 weeks in. I'm on the wagon.
Feeling good,
No,
feeling bad.
I just anxiety, but I'm coping through other ways, working out, masturbation. Just really trying to let loose without smoking weed.
That all helps.
I think so.
However you can get through it, you got to get through it.
I'm pretty nervous. I've never gone 40.
40 days. What about booze? You're not giving up booze.
Well, let's take it one day at a time.
Okay,
I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
raw dog life, Turner.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
there
yeah.
yet. You know what I mean? I got to have a little crutch sometimes. so.
Yes.
Especially if I'm at a show, I want to be able to have a beer or drink. Like, that's why I'm like, weed is something I do all day, every day. I don't drink at home by myself.
Yeah,
You know what I
okay.
mean? So I'm sort of like, I don't really need to give it. Weed's something I need to see if I can.
And the thing is with weed, you can buy it anywhere. I mean, you can buy it anywhere all the time, but now it's like in the store.
It's everywhere, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just like, okay. Let's give a cleanse.
All right. Well, good luck.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Keep on fighting the good fight.
Keeping on
Yeah.
for Jesus.
For my man.
All right, we're gonna get to your black and white advice questions. Oh, one thing I want to say, I'm coming. This week I'm in. Let's see, where am I? Oh man, it just happened. I was just in Washington and Portland, Oregon, doing shows. Oh, next weekend I'm gonna be in Medford, Oregon. I believe that's March 20th and 21st. If you're in Medford, Oregon, come out to the shows.
You have like a private jet or something? You're in Oregon like once a week.
No, I go there like twice a year now. For some reason,
You were
my
just
career has
there.
taken off. That was 6 months ago. That was
Oh.
in October.
Oh, okay.
I'm going back. I'm doing a couple shows in Southern Washington, and then I'm doing a show with Ari Shafir in Oregon, and then these Medford things. But those will have already, everything except the Medford stuff will have already happened by now.
You think you'll end up moving back west?
I don't think so. Yeah, doesn't want to. No, there's no chance. Yeah, likes New York. I like
Gotcha.
New York.
Okay.
But it like more than half my work is
Seemed like
now
you were pretty West
California,
Coastin', yeah.
Oregon, Washington.
Now, when you go to Oregon, do you when you try to attempt the river, do you just go for it, or do you cock the
Can I tell
wagon
you something?
and float across?
He's doing
it?
an Oregon Trail
Do you
bit.
take the ferry across? Do you wait to see if conditions improve?
No, can I tell you this? Last time I was out there, I started talking about the Oregon Trail on stage.
Yeah.
It bombed.
Wow.
No one, either it's hack and like everyone does it, that old video game, Oregon Trail.
I know what the fuck Oregon Trail is. One of my
you
favorite
weren't-
games.
Yeah, you weren't.
I just didn't know. He just really went in when you're passing the river. I'm like, what?
I knew exactly what
river?
he was talking about because I tried it on stage. It either they've heard it all the time and that it was like hack, or they just. I think it might have been a small window of you had to be a certain age to even know what this game is.
Third grade.
Like no one over 50 knew what I was talking about, and no one under 30 maybe knew what
It
I
was
was
our
talking about.
generation. Like we're 5 years apart. It was that decade.
It was that little tight
Little
thing.
decade.
And
Yeah,
They probably didn't have computers in Oregon back then either.
that could be
That
it
didn't
too.
get there till like 6 years ago.
Yeah, Lewis and Clark brought him.
There's
I think.
no way some
Superman?
that close to Silicon Valley do not have fucking computers.
No, they had Nikes from Oregon. They got everything. But it was maybe even 45 and up didn't know what I was talking about. It worked for like 8 people in the audience were laughing out of like 100.
Yeah, that's not a good
That's
ratio.
a bad way. And that's also I did it to start. I opened because you open local, you know.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, and I'm like, this is gonna kill.
What's up with this Oregon
Ooh,
Trail? They're
I was
like,
digging
here we
out of
go.
that hole.
Here we go.
Digging out of that hole for the next 10 minutes. All right, you guys, we'll be right back with your black and white advice questions and answers.
Hey, you want to get bonus content, early episodes, and have your questions answered on the show?
Well, then subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/blackandwhiteadvice and subscribe right now.
Do it, and we'll give you a shout out on a future episode.
And I might call you the N-word.
All right, we're back with your black and white advice questions and answers. The first question comes from Martin in Memphis, Tennessee. Martin says, I'm a 45-year-old black guy. Why will white people rescue dogs but not humans? Wow. I have the answer for this.
Yeah, here you go.
So there is this is by the way, this isn't true for all white people. There's tons of white people give to charity for like, you know, homeless, whatever. But there's a certain type of white person that likes animals more than they like human beings. And that's because they're a bad person. That's just the basic answer. It's always your friend's wife who's like, oh my God, they work at an animal shelter rescue. And then you meet them and they're just like the biggest asshole you've
Yeah,
ever met in
nobody
your
wants
life.
to be their friend, and dogs can't tell you they hate you.
Dogs have they like everybody.
Yeah, you can. I mean, you've seen it. You literally, people spank their dog, beat their dog, put their nose in their shit, and the dog 3 seconds later is like running up back, licking
Yeah.
them. They forget. They have a quick memory. So, you know, even if you mistreat them, they still love you.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Humans, we see the flaw in you. And
Yes.
You're like, you're a horrible fucking person.
Yeah, and there's a type of person, when you've struck out with every single human being, the only thing left is like, well, at least
He doesn't have thumbs.
Yeah, my animal.
can't leave.
I can be friends with my animal.
Yeah.
So those are the people. The people. It's the same thing. You know, like the women who say they don't have women friends.
Those are always red flags. for
Those
me.
are women will tell you that's a bad. Don't be friends with that.
Yeah,
person.
that's a red flag.
That's a red
You don't
flag.
like any women?
Yeah.
It's like,
I just hang out with guys. I like sports. It's like, oh, you can like sports and still have
Yeah.
female friends. That's like people who only hang out with dogs. I'm not saying it's just women. There's men like that too.
and there's not just saying it's white people. I know black people like that.
What's the old Norm Macdonald bit that Hitler had a dog? You know, even Hitler's dog liked him.
That's pretty funny.
That's it. Yeah, that's a Norm named the whole special Hitler's dog or whatever it's called. I think it's called Hitler's dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's the answer.
I like that.
Yeah. Next question.
Yeah.
Connor in San Jose, California. By the way, has there ever been a black guy named Connor?
I'm sure.
I feel like it's a very white name.
I'm sure there is, but not really. But I'm sure there is one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Connor says, you guys talked about how white guys don't use lotion as much as black guys on a previous episode, which as a white guy, I can attest is true. My question is, what about face wash? My wife started forcing me to use face-specific soap 3 years ago, but before that, I never did in my life. How long have black guys been using face wash?
About that's probably something new. Once they started putting the face wash in the soap, and it's a 3-in-1. But most of us weren't just buying face wash on its own. I think.
Okay.
I think more women were doing that. Women were the one who just taught us about that, like in general, like, you know, because I was like the type, especially in the trenches, when I'd run out of soap.
Yeah.
I have been known to use hand soap to wash my body. I'm like, it's still fucking soap.
100%.
And they're like, are you crazy? But it's always women. They're like, that's so bad for your skin.
Yeah.
I'm like, but it's not for my hands. Like, I don't, but it does. It makes your skin real tight. And so, but I didn't know that until women started teaching me about exfoliating and shit like that. So I don't want to say it was a black. I think women across the board.
Okay, so
kinda
women
taught you
were
about skincare.
ahead.
With skincare.
Women led the
We
way.
just knew you needed to wash your body with soap and you need to put lotion on after. But the types of soap to use and stuff, that was women. Like,
Can I tell you, when I was a kid, my family, we used to wash our hair in a pinch, which happened a lot. We used to wash our hair with dish soap.
this is why white people always have lice.
100%.
Because that's
100%
ridiculous.
Oh, 100%.
Dawn dish detergent in your hair
Dish
is ridiculous.
detergent in our hair. Yeah. Yeah. You'd put it in the thing, and then, because we weren't the most organized family, so you would just run out of stuff.
Y'all had a community toothbrush turner. We know,
had a community
we
toothbrush.
We know the family.
We did have, the Sparks had a community toothbrush, and then we would also, because you'd forget to go, what, mom's gonna go shopping at the grocery store, and just forget to pick up shampoo. And it was in our house, a lot of stuff was just kind of no big deal. You go, that's all right, no, we'll get it next week. This week we're all doing palm olive or whatever, you know? And so we would just wash our hair with dish soap.
just like a film on your hair.
So then when I grew up and like met my wife, this idea that you needed a different soap for every single, like one for your face, whatever, everything was different.
Right.
Completely new to me. Women in general.
No, I'm
right?
saying, women taught you that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Women teach.
But
you
is that even true, or is
Yeah,
this
it's
just
definitely-
they're trying to make money?
No, it's definitely true.
Over
It
at
is a
the-
difference. You know, when you're talking face and stuff, you want it to be soft and stuff. Your hands are always rough because you work and stuff like that, so it doesn't have to be so gentle.
Yeah.
And it's heavy duty shit. Goes on. You want heavy duty soap. Your body's a little more sensitive. You know what I mean? You want a better soap.
I'm still new to that.
You're new to a lot. I'm starting to learn. But
I might go back to the palm olive one day.
Now
My
when-
hair's okay.
Now, when you were a little kid,
Yeah.
and your parents are washing you with the dish soap, now would they wash you all at once, or would they let you soak overnight?
there he is.
Joe the
Joe
Muscle
the
Russell.
When he's not full of whiskey, he's quick, baby.
Joe McRussell. He's better as an Irishman.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Ah, that's great. All right, next question.
Sweating my tits off in this hat.
Okay, this is George in Portland, Oregon. He says, I'm a white guy. I work, and one of my close friends at work is an African guy, and he's always complaining about black American people. My question is, what do black people think of Africans?
Let me answer this carefully. So here's the thing. There is sometimes, like, I guess I want to say, just a discourse. Is that the right word I'm looking for? No. Anyway, there is sometimes tension between American, but not like, okay, put it like, if it were ever a situation,
Yeah.
like, I don't know, the Birmingham boating, and I don't know if you remember that, when the white people jumped on the black worker and then the whole fucking dock of black people swarmed the white people and started fighting. If it was ever some shit like that where I saw white people bothering an African dude,
Yeah.
we gonna side with the African. You still
Same
black.
team.
You still black. I'm gonna ride with you.
So it depends on who the enemy is.
Yeah, right. Depends on who the enemy is. But like when it just comes to us, like we don't. Of course, we don't have a problem when they're black, but we are completely different. And we know it. They know it. They act like it. We act like it. You know, Africans, especially when somebody, they're like, Americans are so lazy, and you know what I mean. Like they're constantly. But the thing is, they work hard as fuck. Like Africans really do. And Americans, we came up in a different culture, so it's not that we're lazy, but we ain't immigrants neither. So it's kind of, we already got papers and shit. We kind of comfortable here. This is
Immigrants in general have to work harder. Right?
So African immigrants, they're just disgusted by like how non-serious we take shit, how lazy we are. We don't give a fuck. Meanwhile, they're working 4 jobs because they want to buy a company and, you know, bring their family over. So it is just a difference in how we do things for sure. But no, I mean, it's all love. But I know some black people, they're like, I don't fuck with Africans. They the one who sold us into slavery to begin with. And it's like, okay.
Yeah, there's that.
You know what I mean? So you have different points of view when it comes to that. They're like, well, I ain't falling for that shit again. And it's like, Okay, that was quite.
What about in the dating world? Because I can see if you're a black woman in America, the idea that an African, you could go be royalty somewhere. Do you know what I mean?
At least that's how they sell it to you. All right.
You could.
I know a lot of Nigerian princes on Facebook. All right. Doesn't necessarily.
You could show
mean.
up in the Congo and all of a sudden there's a castle.
Yeah.
And you're like, I didn't know we were.
It's also a genocide going on there too. So yeah, you're the queen of the castle until they come and chop your fucking head off because. Yeah, it's like you don't know what part of Africa you're going to.
That's a good
There's
point.
really nice parts of Africa, and then there's Africa.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? So, and the thing is, I think
What are we
doing, man? You know what I mean? So you see it all the time, like because the way they portray Africa in American media is fucking mud huts and
it's the Lion King.
Kids with flies on their eyeballs and shit, and they're like, for 10 cents a day,
yeah,
you can feed little Botswani, and it's like. And so that's all you think Africa is. And then you go to Africa, which I've never been, but the pictures from my friends go, and I'm like, wait a minute. They rich like this. Is like,
there's major cities.
This is the craziest shit you've ever seen. It's like Wakanda.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, see, but that's the thing. We're so ignorant because we only have what the media gives to us. And most of us aren't world travelers, so we don't ever get to see first. So we're like, I ain't going to fucking Africa. You ain't sending me back.
Yeah.
But the people who've been there, they're like, send me the fuck back to Africa. I'll
there's great cities over there.
Right, just like anywhere.
Had a cooking. So my wife's a Chinese cooking instructor, and she had somebody. Usually, it's a group of people come over, like 4 or 5 people. They want to do a birthday party, or she goes out to a company for a team building. She had a lady come by herself, one person, and it's not cheap to take this class. So she's like, "Wow, it's kind of crazy. Just one lady's coming in," and the lady was really insistent. She's like, "I need to do it tomorrow. I can't do it after tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last day I can do it." So she just put everything together real fast. Taught the lady. The lady comes over. I'm forgetting the country, but it was an African lady who has a Chinese restaurant in some major city in Africa. And she's like, I found you online. I want you to teach me these 3 specific dishes because I want to add them to my menu at my restaurant. How cool is that?
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, she was pumped. She was like, you'll never believe what I just did. I'm on a menu in Africa.
A Chinese restaurant in Africa ran by Africans is pretty wild.
Pretty awesome.
It's I don't know if see, that's the thing. When I pick Chinese food, I'm going to a place that has the most Asians in it.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
how I
a good
pick
point.
my Chinese food. If I go into a Chinese restaurant and it's nothing but Nigerians cooking, I'm like, all right. You know what I mean?
You ever get that white sushi chef? I always
Yes.
request no.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. No, not happening. There's always that one fat white guy, and the rest of the people are all Japanese. And then he comes over. He's like, "Hey, I'm Frank. I'll be your sushi chef." And
said,
you're
I'm
like,
no.
No, you will not.
No, not even close.
I'm out of here, Frank.
That's crazy. Beast might be one of the best ones. You know how they don't accept people into that culture very often.
I know. There's the guy. Yeah, he studied in a.
Yeah, he's like he learned from the man.
Yeah, it's like Mr. Baseball.
Yeah, Frank was like, I lived in Japan
He
for
was living
15
on Mount
years.
Fuji, doing
Right.
kung fu or whatever, taekwondo. Those are Chinese and Korean.
Yeah,
what's the African one? Karate. Excuse me.
Karate is not African.
No, sorry. I mean African. Japanese. I'm
like,
mixing up my
what?
words. I'm mixing up.
Karate.
Anyway, I'm no on the white sushi chef.
Yeah, no. I want you to be from that culture.
Can I tell you one thing though? A lot of times you go in New York City, and I speak Mandarin Chinese, so I can pick up on it. Almost all the sushi chefs are Chinese guys in New York.
They're not Japanese.
No, they're sort of pretending to be Japanese. I mean, they're not saying it out loud, I'm Japanese, but they're playing off the ignorance of American people that we don't.
'Cause we have no idea.
Aren't going to know the difference.
And we don't.
Yeah, and we don't. And these guys are making a killing.
Yeah, you could put a Korean back there. I'm like,
Sushi is just as much from Texas as it is from China. It has nothing to do with the country.
But it's so close.
Yeah, but it's a world away.
China and Japan?
Well, they're separated by an ocean. It's like saying,
Wow, I really got to get my geography up. China is not neighbors with Japan?
I guess they're neighbors.
I thought it was an island off the coast.
No, it's its own island. And then you have China, but they're just 2 separate countries separated by the East China Sea, which is an ocean. I mean, it's like saying Jamaica and the United States are the same place. It's that far away, if maybe even further.
Okay.
So if you had a bunch of, I don't know what it would be, but like American people sort of pretending to be Jamaican just because people wouldn't know the difference.
Chet Hanks. Literally.
There you go. If Chet Hanks was cooking
Cooking at a
jerk
Jamaican-
chicken,
We'd be pissed.
and no one really
But his
knew.
accent was, he was like, they'll never get it.
Yeah,
He
they'll
was like,
never
I
know.
sound just
These-
like him.
That's basically what these Chinese sushi chefs are talking about.
Okay.
You could put a Filipino guy back there, no one would notice.
You could probably even.
He's
go
like, he's just pretty
Filipino.
tan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we would think.
Is that his name?
Oh boy. Pretty tan.
Is that his name?
I have one more question about the Africans and the black guys. I think a huge difference is African guys like soccer
Love
Yes.
because regular black Americans don't like soccer,
soccer.
right?
No, we're not really into it. You know what I mean? It's the truth. But soccer's like, soccer's like the biggest sport in the world. We
Yes.
just, in America, don't fuck with it like
Americans
that.
in general don't like it, but white people have gotten into it, and I know why.
Why have white people on the soccer?
It's-
Because some they can still play.
It's a fascination with Western Europe, like England and that stuff, and wanting. It's a way to show that you're cultured among the white community to other white people.
Oh, really?
It's like, oh, you don't like Mbappe?
Yeah.
Did you see what Mbappe did last week?
Gotcha. It's a way for them to fit in and have something to talk about.
It's a way
sports-wise.
to kind of feel like there's white people who don't watch. They're the type of person who says, I don't watch sports. Do you know those people?
Yeah.
Because they want to pretend
Oh,
like that means they read books.
Oh, I know these people all too well.
They're the worst people.
I agree.
They're the worst people on earth. They're like, sports ball. Oh, wow. Is there it's Super Bowl? Okay, sports people. But then they'll watch soccer. And it's not the sport they don't like. It's that they think you're dumber if you watch American sports, but somehow you're a genius if you watch soccer.
See, the people I was thinking about, they don't watch any sports because they're readers. And anyway, moving on.
Are you talking about a specific person?
A specific family.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Well, there's guys who will Pacific Northwest, you'll get this a lot, like Seattle, Portland. There's guys out there who they're literally in Antifa, but also they're into soccer. The Antifa people usually do not cross over with being football fans,
Right.
or like they're not into the Portland
But
Trailblazers.
soccer, they're
but for
like,
some reason, they're super into soccer because they think it elevates their status.
I just think it's kind of boring. That's why I don't like. I've watched
It's
it.
hard to get
It's
into.
90 minutes. I mean, it's a huge field, and you're lucky if they score a goal apiece.
Like 1-0.
yeah, so
1-1.
it's like, oh man. And
I can get into it if there's nothing else going on. But
I watched the
second-
World Cup. I
Yeah,
don't have
yeah,
to know.
exactly.
I'll watch the World Cup
Yeah,
because that's
yeah.
when normally like everybody's playing hard and it's like, oh shit, I'm rooting for America and shit, but I don't really have no skin in the game. But that's what I'll watch that. But
Yeah.
yeah, like just regular games. There's a bar across the street from where I work, and it's like a soccer bar.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's 8 a.m. and it is packed out.
Yeah,
When
because
you're-
it's the afternoon over there or something. Or the
But you're
evening.
in New York. I'm like, where do y'all work?
Yeah.
Where it's 8 a.m. and you're banging beers watching a soccer game.
Oh, on like a weekday?
You're on a weekday.
Yeah, I don't know what they're
Yeah.
doing.
Oh man, I see it all. This wild.
I've tried every year. I try because soccer starts like maybe a month before football, college football, NFL football. So I'll be like, you know what? This year I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get into soccer. I'm gonna join Antifa. I'm getting into soccer. Here we go. I'm going full white. And then the second football season starts, I'm like, yeah, I think I'm done.
I think I'll cut on a baseball game before I watch soccer.
That's a big ask.
Now, baseball.
Now with the pitch clock, I think probably.
And that's what it is. I watch baseball more now because the games are a lot quicker. And I've always liked baseball if I'm going to the game. I've never liked watching baseball on TV.
well, soccer at a game is pretty great.
Well, I bet if I went to like Arsenal's game, like in
Yeah,
Mercedes,
you would be
I'd
into
probably
it.
because
You would
it'd
be
be
into
fun.
it.
But yeah, watching on TV, I'm just like I don't understand.
All right, that's the episode. Oh wait, no, White Lies and Dark Truths. Joe
Yeah,
Russell.
we got a
What do
lot, guys. We got a lot.
We got yeah, we were shooting from the hip this episode.
Oh boy. So
I don't think we got anything right.
you guys, I think Phil said there's 150 black people in Ireland. There's actually about 67,000.
Give or take a few.
Yeah. So there's one. The McDonald's brothers. They were Irish. They're Irish Roman Catholic.
Oh, I nailed it. I guessed. I just guessed because the red hair of Ronald.
Yep. They founded McDonald's in San Bernardino, California, in 1940, and then Ray Kroc bought McDonald's from the McDonald's brothers in 1961 for $2.7 million.
Wow.
So we're talking about podcasts. According to the podcasthost.com, the top 5% of podcasts have around 1,101 listeners. So
We're almost there.
there.
A week?
Yeah. Yep. And then the top
1,000. We're at 800.
Yeah.
We're almost in the top 5.
and the top 1% have around 4,700.
We could get there.
We could get there. In a couple years, we'll probably be there.
By the end of this year, we'll be in the top 1%.
Okay.
We only have to get 4 times bigger. We've already gotten 20 times
That's true.
bigger.
Yeah. Okay.
And Phil is right. No Muslims are allowed to drink water during daylight hours while fasting for Ramadan. However, they may drink more water at night to make up for lost fluids.
But imagine being parched and you have 12 hours before you can take a sip
I used to run cross country in high school with a guy who would do that.
during Ramadan.
Yeah. I didn't realize he wasn't drinking water.
Yeah, so he was literally.
So he was running 5 miles.
Superhuman.
Yeah. And then just
Like, I'm good.
going home and waiting for the sun to go down.
Dude, I would.
Saud Habas. Shout out Saud
Dude,
Habas.
I would be no good. Oh, my God. No water. I would be just ruined.
He was still faster than me.
Of course he was.
That's it, everybody. Patreon subscribers, stick around. Everybody else, happy St. Patrick's Day. Have a great one and stay black.
Yes, sir.
You've got a question, but you're scared to ask. Just drop the boys a